I really dig this car. It's a 1966 Chevelle SS 396. It's wearing a beautiful shade of Le Mans blue. And we've been fortunate here at V8 Speed Resto to do a bunch of things to this car for the owner over the years. We rebuilt the 396 engine that's in it now, added vintage air, inside a very cool Dakota Digital dash display. But today, the customer is kind of sick of this. He doesn't like the way it steers. So the next option is to upgrade the steering with a high-performance, closer ratio steering box from Borgeson. Disconnect the existing hoses and unbolt the steering gear from the column, frame, and linkage. We simplified it here, but it's pretty straightforward. I want to talk just for a second about why we're doing this upgrade. First of all, this particular car had a steering gear that sprung a leak and caused a problem, so it needed to be repaired. And we could certainly put an original unit right back in and be going right down the road, but we always like to make upgrades where we can. And the Borgeson steering gear is a tremendous upgrade for a couple of reasons. First, it is a quicker steering ratio, okay? So what that means is it takes less amount of turns to turn the wheels. So it feels more like a modern car. Many times they would use the term forever steering. And what that meant is, you know, it felt like you were turning the wheel a lot of times to get the steering wheels to turn on the pavement. But a quicker ratio means less turns with a faster response. And part of the reason for that forever steering is a lot of these cars were manual steering. They didn't have power assist. So you needed a lot of leverage, which meant a big wheel and a high ratio. You don't need that today. The other thing is something called steering feel, okay? So what is steering feel all about? In addition to the quicker ratio, the amount of assist is now changed a little bit. So on the stock version, it took very little effort from the driver to turn the wheel, which made it convenient and kind of comfortable to drive, but it also creates a sense of disconnect where, you know, it just, you float down the road and any little thing causes something to happen. Today with modern cars, we're used to smaller vehicles with rack and pinion steering or modern trucks that have more of a firm feel. It's not harder to turn the wheel, but it feels more connected. So the Borgeson unit has a better feel built in so that when you turn the wheel, it does take a little more effort on your part, but it's not something where you feel like if you accidentally bump the wheel, the car is going to go off in a ditch. So those are two major upgrades from the original, that gear ratio and the amount of feel that they build into it. Now, when we look at the two steering gears laid out here on the table, you can see that this is not an exact identical replacement. It fits in place of the original. This one is a Saginaw-made steering box. I think there's an S in the casing to signify Saginaw. And it has a particular look. The Borgeson unit looks a little different because it is. This is entirely new. It's a new casting. It has all new internals, made in the USA, and some specific features designed into it. So it will go in place of the original with no problem, but it doesn't look exactly the same. A couple things that are interesting on this that you'll note, there's a sticker here that has the Borgeson logo on it, and on some of the parts, there's actually a Borgeson logo or a name laser engraved. You can see the name Borgeson is cast right into the housing on this side, letting you know that this is an authentic, original Borgeson made piece. Again, US made. And that's important because today you can buy parts online and not know if they are authentically made parts, right? So Borgeson goes the extra mile to put their name in the casting and the sticker and all that. But how does the customer know that they're getting an authentic Borgeson part? If you didn't know this was there and something showed up in the mail that didn't have that, you wouldn't know. Well, what you need to look for is the warranty card. So Borgeson includes a warranty registration card with all their products. And in the past, I admit, I would get these warranty cards and throw them away immediately because I just thought it was another way for somebody to get my info and spam me and all the rest. But what this does is it closes that loop between the actual manufacturer and the customer, so that if you have a problem, they're the ones who will know that you purchased an authentic part, and they'll take care of you, because all this stuff is warranted, I think, at least 3 years. However, if you find you buy a Borgeson steering unit online and it does not have the name cast in it, or the sticker, or the warranty card, it's not real, and this happens, so you got to be careful. But getting back to this particular project, some of the cool things about the steering gear, in addition to the features I mentioned, Borgeson also sells an adapter rag joint, which allows you to couple this to the original steering column, but it fits the spline count of this gear instead of the original one. And it also comes with a couple of little adapters that allow you to use both styles of hoses, the flare style or the collard style, so that you can connect the hoses you already have in your car right to the steering gear if you're doing a power steering to power steering. If you are adding power steering and you have a manual box, Borgeson can also set you up with the right steering pump and brackets to get the hydraulic system all together, so that this whole thing just becomes kind of a really fun weekend project that delivers a huge payback. The way these cars drive with these gears is so much nicer. And I know, because I personally did this on my own 62 Ford probably 5 years ago, it's one of the best things I ever did. Make sure you check the Borgeson instructions, but putting one of these in is not very hard. Bolt it back in place on the frame, and then when you go to reconnect your steering, remember that Borgeson pre-aligns the steering gearbox so that it should be in the straight position when you reconnect your steering. But when you go to do your first test drive, you might find the steering wheel is off a little bit, so in that case, an alignment shop can straighten that out for you. Be sure to torque all the fasteners properly so that your car is nice and safe going down the road. Depending on what type of fitting you have on your hydraulic hoses, you're either going to connect them right to the steering gearbox or use the supplied adapter. So the big improvement of the Borgeson steering gear is behind the wheel. It provides a little less assist than original, and that's a combination of the steering pump as well. So it takes a little more effort, but that also results in a better feel of the road. You feel more connected to the car, which means it's more fun to drive. So overall, a steering gearbox upgrade like this is going to help the car go down the road in many different ways, and helps you enjoy the car more because it's more precise, it steers easier, but it retains that feel and it feels more high performance. It's a really cool upgrade that you can do in your home garage over a weekend if you really wanted to. So if you think your car needs an upgrade in the steering department, you can always check out the Borgeson website. They make these for a variety of different applications. Or you can contact us at V8 Speed Resto. We're happy to help you figure out what you need, or maybe even install one like we did on this Chevelle. You can find us anytime at v8speedshop.com.